This, of course, was all to do with the protests. That's where at least this began with that. And you said you support the demos and the protesters. You 101%. Said you funded them. What is your end game? Because they have said what they want, and they have gone as far as calling for the removal of the president. Do you agree with that?
Ruto must go is a clarion call even in my heart. He must go. William Samoei Ruto cannot solve problems that he has helped create. He cannot. God will never even bless him with that. If you had the brain, you'd never have created them in the first place. He has created such problems in this country to do with money, to do with the economy of this nation. And I can tell you he's compounding it. He cannot solve it. He's part of the last wreck that has happened in the previous regime, and is creating even more mess now. He cannot solve it. Every day William Ruto is in power, I want Kenyans to know, it is more and more pain. He has no solution to this.
So how, because you have a copy of the Constitution of Kenya there, how would you propose he leaves office?
He should resign like yesterday, and his government should resign. Rigathi Gachagua should resign. The speaker was already cancelled by Gen Z when they went to the floor. They, under Article 1, already took back that house called Parliament. And on the following Thursday, they were going to take back State House, which meant the people have taken back power as Article 1 of the Constitution. And it must be clear to everybody, the Constitution is not above the people. The people are above the Constitution. State officers are below the Constitution. So it's the people first, the Constitution, and then state offices.
All right. You say, the speaker was already rejected by the people. However, the Constitution that you quote speaks about how that should happen. Should the presidency, and by this we mean both the president and his deputy, leave, then the speaker would take office for a short period of time before organizing elections. We don't even have an IEBC in place at the moment. So what would your view be about if you say the president should leave, but you don't want the speaker in there either? So what scenario do you foresee with your theory, Jimmy?
I'll tell you. It's not that Jimmy doesn't want. The people of Kenya already indicted Parliament. That's why even when they had this, what I call a sham of a vetting process, you can see people are not interested. To them, it's just a sham. They indicted that Parliament. Now, Yvonne, I want us to think out the box. You know, in the second liberation, there was an article in the Constitution called 2A, which said you must have only one political party. And anybody who clamored to say, we must have a choice, were told, you are not following the Constitution. And they were jailed. They were killed. They were detained. People like Kenneth Stanley Jindo Matiba. That's all he asked for. Charles Rubia, Jaramogi Oginga. That's all they asked for. They were jailed. Right? And there were some of them, like Ken and Matiba, was never the same again. And the country clamored for it, and it was removed. You are looking at this in a box. You're looking at this in a box.
So out of the box means out of the Constitution, in other words, in your view? Is that what you're saying?
Article 1 says the following. The people can take back their power. Tell me which part of the Constitution says how they do it. There are some who argue it's a referendum. And I'm glad there are people who have even gone to court. I'm even one of those in court on the referendum. That's one. All right? But it also says that you can find another way.
What is that other way?
The people define it.
Define it for us here, Jimmy.
I want to go to another example. When we had the clashes of 2007,